I'm going to talk today about Paimon, the book Paimon, the King Paimon, the void and the silence, the king of the abyss, and I'm going to concentrate on the subject of the abyss. And as I've said before in the last recording, the abyss represents eternity, because it's something that has no end, has no stop, has no bottom, has no... it just exists, no? So there is nothing that can contain it. It is as free as it can be. But the abyss, of course, is dark. It means the absence of light. And it's almost like Paimon being in this darkness. The only thing you really, get from him is his voice, him talking, no? So it's like he wants to say that's the importance of the knowledge. So he is all about knowledge, no? At the same time, he is a magician. Almost the name Paimon is associated with magic, or as a magician, will have. As I said, he's a magician of the fire, of the wind, and he works with mirrors, which is another magical element. And going back to the abyss, the absence of light, it is a very hard environment. It's almost like you lose track of time, because in the abyss there is no time. You cannot count time in the abyss. It is so enormous that you cannot, no? You can imagine it beginning at once, but it doesn't have an end or a beginning. It doesn't have necessarily some type of limits, no? So it's a little bit more difficult to define, because actually you cannot define it. That's the point of it. That's what I'm trying to say. The abyss is eternal, space full, so to say, no? At the same time spaceless, and it's darkness, it's total darkness. So Paimon is almost like my interpretation of it, or one of it, will be that Paimon teaches one to conquer the abyss, no? To understand what the abyss means and what powers the abyss carry. And that through knowledge one can find its way out of the abyss. And even if one is in the abyss, there's just a tunnel to something else, no? It is just for the abyss is not the end. That's what I'm trying to say, no? The abyss doesn't mean the end. So the abyss, I guess I will say, it means it is difficult to define, no? But it's almost like the absence of something, no? The absence of light, and something enormous. At the same time, there was like a image or a figure that I have seen, I don't remember where, or I have read, I guess, that there was this dark figure. Maybe it could even represent the abyss, no? That is like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of meters long. Almost like you cannot measure how big it is, no? But if one thinks of the universe, of the stars, or the universe, no? The abyss is like I could almost say it like a state of the universe is the abyss, no? Because it dwells, its home is in the abyss, no? In the darkness. And I almost say the abyss carries weight, carries knowledge, truth, and I see King Paimon on the throne, and he is, I've said, reciting. No, it's almost like a priest in the way of delivering his messages. No, his knowledge, his stories, his who he is. No, he's reciting, and he is in this dark void, no room, no. Only throne with his crown. As I've said, the crown represents the crown of the eternal time. And the camel too, as I said, represents the dunes, the origin of King Paimon, his life story, no? And almost like he lived all his life in the desert, and he traveled long distances on his camel, no, with his caravan. And he is a musician. No? It's almost like if I was to say to him a profession, I would have been a musician. And and then there was this other vision I had, where I had this marriage, this very sacred marriage, in a dream, in a vision, with my husband to be, so to say, my future husband, and we were in the desert, and I was showing him something before, something that I knew, something like a hidden treasure in some mountain in the desert. I had another vision, and then we were at this fire, and there was this person, this man who did the wedding ceremony for us, and it was just us, and we had a very beautiful celebration, and it was very romantic under the desert sky, the sands, and almost like I had a vision. I knew that it is a vision, almost something that could happen in the future, or might have happened in a past life. There's always one has to give on both sides to be close to the truth. The truth is not singular in that way. And I was working on the book today as well, and I have I found it quite interesting now how the text looks, but I'm just making the last finishes, the last touches on it, and I'm trying to make it ready. And I was trying to read more, when I was going on the pages and see how the stories unfold. When you write a book in general, it's not like I don't know what I'm writing, it's just that I have to see it as in paper, in my hands, and I have to read it as a book, because then you get the real feeling of it, Otherwise, I'm just working on it and trying to correct the grammatical mistakes. And I was still thinking about the mirror aspect, of Paimon magic. If I was to speak, I think it would be interesting to speak about Paimon's magic. What type of magic does Paimon do? And it said that he carries the book of ages. It's like the book of everything, And he is crowned with this honor, and the reciting thing I was telling you about, it's actually him writing this book, the book of eternal, or it's almost like endless story of everything, and that's why it is not in human language, it is in almost divine language, because it carries a lot of meaning in very little now, so it has a different composition to it, and that's what I think, at least. No, he is reciting from this book, or he is creating this book. I think he is the one who is reciting, so creating it now. And he is telling, stories about the past, about the humans, about many stories. I think his knowledge does go beyond human knowledge. So there is a higher knowledge to him than. So meaning that he knows about the stars, or he knows about the universe, and he knows about many things now that we don't know yet. Magic of the fire, what it means. The magic of the fire is the magic of transformation, physical, emotional, in many different ways, no? Able to transform himself physically, or it implies different things, of course. Then he has the ability to foretell the future. He knows things now that that is like very old, deep, wise knowledge, and very transforming type of knowledge, no? And but as I've said, it is the type of teacher that will not give you homework. So it is not about him telling you. It's about it's like a very, almost like he's not there, it is your own. He respects, he gives that respect. As I've said, he is king, so you have to think as a king, he's a good king. Not only that he's king, he's a good king. So he does want well for his people, And I think he appears only if you're ready. So if you have dreams or visions with Paimon, know that is the right thing. It appeared because it was meant to be, almost like it's correct, it's right, it's good, because otherwise he will not appear. There's almost like there's a task, or there's something that you can receive, or you can learn from, and something that you can enjoy and keep special for you, in your own unique way. As I've said, I do think it's different for everyone, And I'm very happy for my visions. I think both are very beautiful, and as I've said, my brain likes to linger still in that place, because even if sometimes a vision is very short, can be just a matter of seconds, but the moment is so filled with intensity and so full of connection that it can feel more real than any connection that one could have in a real life. And and I do think when he appears, he does say, "Don't be afraid of me." This is something that angels say. In general, divine beings, so when they approach you, they do ask for permission, and they will say something in relation to, "Don't be afraid of me. Don't worry. Whatever is, there's a feeling of it is the right, what's happening is correct, trust us, or we have our best in mind, And going back to the story from the book, there is a very beautiful part of the love dedications between Paimon and his bride. It's almost like I envisioned it as like a dark Gothic couple who, imagine her very beautiful and him as well, and they are like made for each other, like a couple made in heaven, and they have a very beautiful love story between each other, and I imagine them having like the best companion, the best friend, They will spend all time together. They will be forever together. They will always love each other in this deep, beautiful way. At the same time, having being husband and wife, and having a true love, connection, relationship, and marriage to each other. No. Of course, trust, and as I've said, it was love at first sight. It was like a wedding proposal, engagement on the spot, in few seconds. No, like the two fates were decided, and there was like only joy afterwards. And there is the description in the book of the wedding or the celebration between them, and it's very, very beautiful. And I have written their vows at the wedding, no? And the story does go further on. As I've said, it's a large book, around 600 pages, let's say. I'm still working on it, but approximately between 550 and 600 pages. And I do see images when I think of the story, and I envision them as a scene in a movie, as a postcard, as an image, something very dear to my heart. And I see the love, I see the joy, I see as I said, the human life, the destiny, the fate, the good omen, the music, the thrill, the adventure, the joy, the hope. No, there is a lot of feelings that come in being human. And I think with Paimon, it's almost like if you have a revelation from him, later on you're going to still learn something about it, and it's going to deepen you and further you in your knowledge. No, it's like the true power of Paimon, or his true intent, is to bring you closer to the truth, bring you closer to the true soul, of the true nature of who you are, or revealing to you. No. In the same time, you have to have patience. It's you have to trust his ways. He does work through images as well, and in a visual way. As I've said, he can create time and space. No, so he's able to interfere almost in the let's call it the interlink of life. No, it's almost like electric, and he's able to show you something through television, or show you something through images, or show you something, or tell you something, or give you insight at that moment that you're going to get excited about, and you can, as I've said, in a fast way, learn and improve yourself. No? It doesn't have to. Finally, it is a novel, it's a book, but if one is in the esoteric knowledge, no, and is interested in Paimon in this way, this is like the perfect way, or the right way. No, almost like this book is perfect to see how that is made, and carries this type of knowledge as well. At the same time, it is a novel, it is a story, and finally it is a love story, no? Between the song and the silence, no? It's almost to say the void is not silent. The void is with music, is with celebration. No? The void does carry something. Almost saying, just because we don't know that it carries doesn't mean it doesn't. Quite the opposite, no? Sometimes the mirror shows us something that is not true, that is not even there. The mirror is a great teacher. That's what Paimon teaches. What do you see in front of you? You know, what is the message of the mirror? And how clear you want to see yourself, or how clear you perceive yourself, you know. Maybe in general, I think humans have a less positive perception of themselves as it is actually, and it's not about that. It's about the seeking of knowledge. Paimon is here for the ones who seek knowledge, for those ones who are not scared to jump the barrier of knowledge, time or space, or any type of obstacle or the type of knowledge that one has to conquer. There are souls who conquer realms and go in fields that no one has ever been, or has tried things, or has have put themselves out there in one way or another for the benefit of others. So the one of the role of the art is to share love, is to share knowledge, or to share something beautiful that one can, or helpful, one can enjoy. And like I said, I don't want to focus necessarily on Paimon only, but as we know, one can understand the messages in different ways as well. Sometimes it resonates, sometimes not. There's no rush. The energies of Paimon is that there's no rush, there is no pressure, there's no negative qualities like that. And the magic with the mirror, there is magic that one can do with the mirror. You can reflect magic, you can summon spirits, or you can enter in some type of realm of portal, not physically, it's not everything like we imagine, but one can it's almost like a veil. The mirror can be used as a veil to see beyond the veil, beyond the mirror, even if it physically is just the mirror, But it's like we speak about the magical power, that it does carry message. As everything, the color, the texture, the material, the sound, what type of mirror, everything carries a space, energy, a time, a substance. And something else about the mirror, I think, is it's the surface. I think it's definitely the surface. As I've said, in this place where I've seen him on the throne, there was this thematic of very smooth surface, like extremely smooth, and there was like water dripping. It's water too is very soft, is very smooth. There's a endless majesty of Paimon, endless celebration of him, endless beauty and royalty, to him. There's the soft, clear, perfect surface, that he's surrounded by these black mirrors, or this black obsidian, that his throne, where he is residing, where he's sitting. So when we think about the black mirror, as I've said, it does represent the abyss, It's almost like he's sitting in the abyss, on the throne, and carrying the crown of time, and it's like the book. He carries a book in his hands, okay, and of course, the throne, it is a very important aspect of it. Why the throne? It shows the God in him, the royalty, the star, the chosen one. I don't know how to call it, but it speaks about the celestial connection. It speaks about him being king, him being in power, he being the chosen one. The crown is honor given to the king. In the same time, Paimon is seen as a young almost like silly boy, you know, playing with instruments and almost like living in the desert. I see monkeys and camels, you know, almost like having this beautiful freedom that he experienced as a young boy at a young age. And he was very happy, and the desert almost like gave him everything, and he loved the desert, and he did become king now in his life, and he was seen and celebrated as a king, but the joy that he had in his childhood was very special and very beautiful, and I think he learned a lot of his knowledge in that time. And you know, being king, of course, it changes one, because a king has duties. A king has a certain role to fulfill. Now it's almost like you have to walk in the king's shoes. You have to play a role. You have to do your duty as a king. You know, and what is the duty? The duty is to help and share and give to others. No. And or to lead, or to help, you know, or to give good advice or good knowledge. And the camel aspect, of course, as I've said, always I see the camel with Paimon. The camel always appears with Paimon. So if you see Paimon, then you're going to see a camel. You're going to see him with a camel. As I've said, they are always together. And I think he rides camels and dromedare, both, because sometimes I saw him on a normal camel, and sometimes I saw him on a very big dromedare. Dromedare have 2 humps, and they're much more larger, much more big. And that one was in the market when I first saw him. He was on a dromedare. I think that he used when the visit was more official. And as I said, he was passing through this village as maybe the village was having a celebration, because I see people, you know, preparing, moving a little fast, you know, it's like a sunny, beautiful day outside. And I decided to go at the temple and play music, play my instruments. And I did that before as well, and I was just playing. I was just a little bit in a different spot than usual, and then I saw King Paimon on his dromedare appearing in my face, you know, passing by. He was passing by, and then I was really trying to concentrate on the music and try to almost like call him in through my music. I was like, you know, I was a little bit intimidated, I guess. And then it was a very short but very intense moment. I was like feeling different emotions in the same time. I was like, it's like I was a little lost, to be honest. I didn't know how to react, but I knew what I felt, you know. It's almost like I said, my heart was almost like whispering for him, no? Without me doing nothing. From the outside, it would have looked like I didn't even see him, no? But he noticed, and then it's almost like he turned his head, and then he looked at me, and then he stopped. Yeah, and then he came, he talked to me, and then he took me with him. He didn't leave me there. And that's what I asked him, but not through words. As I've said, through what I was feeling in my heart and what I was speaking in my heart, no? And then they would go on this beautiful journey together, where there is a lot of dialogue, there's a lot of sharing of knowledge between them both. And then there's a lot of beautiful love declaration and vows between them, and the promise of eternal love. You know, there's and then there's, of course, this is the main part of the book. As I said, the book does have surprises. It has many parts which are different and interesting and new. and I will speak more about them in another recording about King Paimon. I think I'm going to do many others about Paimon. I think they're very interesting, and of course I will do other voice recording about other books that I have already written and are as much as interesting as this one. Have a great week. All the best. Bye.